Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Tell-All. My name is Bobby Fazio. Hopefully you can hear me because I actually forgot to plug the microphone in until about a minute ago. So I didn't get to go through the settings and make sure that it's on the right microphone. So I would like to just check it real quick and see if it is. Looks like it is. All right. We'll go with that. Let me know if it isn't. All right. How's everybody doing out there? It's Walt Walker. Let's go. Happy Tuesday. What's up, Walt? How you doing? Happy double birthday. Thank you, Bruce Fulper. Appreciate that. I did have we made a birthday weekend out of it, I should say. We had a lot of fun. And it's been hot and I got pretty sunburnt. I'm still in pain. James Greasy, what's up? How you doing? Hello. Steve Bruce, happy Tuesday. Hope you had a great birthday. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We did. Went to capped it off last night at the Phillies game. They had a nice victory. And then they have a nice fireworks show at the end of the game there last night. So that was pretty cool. It was very hot, though. Very humid last night. Woo. Ray Minnick, what's up, Ray? How you doing? What's up? Tuning in on vacation. 2 hours behind Ray Thurston time. Uh-oh. Where's Ray? He probably went to bed 2 hours ago. Loud and clear. All right, thanks, Walt. Good to know. Brian Cool, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. Dennis Chapman, what's up, Dennis? How you doing, man? Appreciate the birthday love. Hello from Motown, George Wright, who was racing again this past weekend out there at the Norwalk national event, Summit Motorsports Park. We finally got a national event in with like minimal rain. Right? I mean, we got the race done on time. You got your semifinal and final rounds on Sunday and got your interviews, right? I mean, that's been few and far between as of late. What's up, Joe Collins? How you doing, Joe? Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. I just realized me and Josh Barzy have the same birthday, June 29th. So that was pretty cool. His reel is doing amazing. It's got over 360,000 views on Facebook. I just posted it, the other day. So, yeah, if you want to see a 5-speed Liberty being shifted, 8th mile drag racing, bracket racing, I should say, and looking over his shoulder and whomping at the finish line, it's a pretty good reel. Check it out. It's on Facebook and YouTube. I highly recommend. All right. Now, what I did forget to do was the birthdays. Come on, Robert. I can't believe I did that. So I get the birthdays from Drag Insights. So we're going to do it right now. I'm logging into Drag Insights. I got to give the birthday love out there. And not just because my birthday was part of it, but that's part of it. All right. What's month? It's it's June. It's July 1st right now, but we've got to get the last week in June. So let's see what we can do here. Okay. This is the weekend I'm looking for. So we'll start with the 25th. We're good with the 25th. We got the 26th, Bob Albert. Happy birthday, Bob Albert, on June 26th. We've got June 27th, Gary Lucier, or Lucier. Lucier. I'm assuming it's got the French pronunciation. Lucier. June 27th. That was on Friday. Happy birthday, Gary. Let's see. On the 29th, I've got me and Josh Barzy. Happy birthday, me and Josh Barzy on June 29th. And let's see. What do we have on June 30th? We got Scott Lang, .90 racer out of Division 1. And we've got Tracy Fairchild, stock Eliminator racer out of Minnesota. That beautiful blue AMX. I think it's like a 69 AMX. And today we've got Dave Lindsay out of Florida. David Lindsay. He had Mustangs. I guess he still has some Mustangs. Happy birthday, Dave Lindsay. Hope you still got some Mustangs. All right. Let's see. Who else we got? There's Tom Baker. How you doing, Tom? You working, playing, resting? Let me know. Ray's here. He set his alarm. He just woke up and thought it was Wednesday. The weather is killing me. I'm telling you. It's been so hot here and just like random thunderstorm every once in a while. I feel like I live in Florida or something. What's up, Rick Luniak? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. Chuck Weisberg. What's up, Chuck? It should have said signing on. Oh, yeah. No problem, man. Mike Sheehan. Hello from Milk Money Racing Shop. That's a Fox Body Mustang GT. Tom Baker is working. All right, Tom. Well, we hope we don't mess you up there. Brian Cool, watched the video of you in the 2003 Mustang Cobra. Was great. But what was your reaction time on the two-step? Didn't see it on the video. Thanks. I never said it. It wasn't that good. Like, I thought it was better. I think it was like a 40-something or 50. And then I learned how to put shims into the trans brake button. and touched that right up. And that's when I realized I've been racing against this crap this whole time. Wow. And then I went out and had a couple good races with it. I hope to get back in it pretty soon, and also hope to get back in the 289, the 65 Mustang. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about that car the last like 3 years. Everywhere I go, where's your super stocker? Well, good news, the engine's been dropped in, and we got to button everything down and make sure everything fits. And with that car, nothing ever buttons right down and nothing ever fits. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go there this weekend, hopefully, and work on it with the crew chief, Bob Sr. What's up, Peter Lanciers? Good evening. Good evening. How you doing, man? Jimmy Carter. What's up, Jimmy? Pete. We beat your Padres last night. I don't know what's going on tonight, though. You have to let me know. Billy Ryder. What's up, Billy? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. The Mustang Super Stocker is cool. Of course they are. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, I can't wait to get back in it. You know what? I really like holding a clutch pedal down on the starting line better than holding a brake pedal, to be honest with you. But I really, really like holding a trans brake button down too, because that's just that's just wonderful. All right, let's see. Coming up this weekend, we do have some sad news. Absolute legend, Jack Arnoux passed away. I saw a lot of pictures on Facebook from people and some memories and things of that nature. So sad news about Jack there. Rest in peace, Jack. And hope, wishes and prayers for his family. Let's see. Well, we did the birthdays. We did that. We didn't do any sponsors yet. Let's give a couple shout outs to people here. Driverinterviews.com is my website. If you want shirts, stickers, or anything like that, that's where you have to go to get them. I have shirts coming in because I know somebody just ordered 2 shirts, and I will be getting them hopefully by this weekend and getting them sent out to you by this weekend if possible, if not Monday morning. But driverinterviews.com, use the hashtag #TheCarShow whenever you post anything on Facebook, Instagram, follow the hashtag. And also at Driver Interviews if you want to find me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Okay. OriginalLupeTortilla.com. Stan and Sheila Holt. Hope to see them pretty soon. I can't believe we're already in July. Like the list for Indy is already open. So I need to get going if I'm going to try and race a car there. I hope that field's not full yet. What else do we have before then? We have a couple weeks off. Next national is Seattle, July 18th to the 20th. Then Sonoma immediately following. Then Brainerd 2 weeks after that. And then Indy 2 weeks after that. Wow, season's flying by. How about it? DragInsights.com. Research yourself, research your opponents, get your scorecards after you do race in a given weekend, and they'll tell you basically how you're matching up versus the other cars in your category and versus your cumulative. Like how well you did this weekend versus how well you're doing all year. Contingency sponsor, if you're a premium member, premium membership is $79 per year or $10 per month. I just do the $79 because I like one payment per year. I don't like monthly payments in my life. Hate them all. And it's cheaper, obviously, per month if you do the unit cost, right? But see, I tutor and teach unit cost, and I use it even when I'm at the grocery store. So I'm one of those people. DragInsights.com. Check it out, guys. Check out your stats. Check out your opponent's stats. Insure your race cars, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Don Kennedy, Race Car Insurance, 602-284-6240 or 1 Don Kennedy. That's the number 1, Don Kennedy at gmail.com. Don's usually on. We might see him in a little bit. Sometimes he rolls in a little late, probably closing deals, insuring people's cars, and not just race cars, collector cars, trailers, whatever you need. He writes the policies through Haggerty Insurance. AdvancedClutches.com. Pretty soon, I'll be able to dump the clutch and advance the clutch and tell Rob Youngblood how much I love it. 8-inch, billet machined, beautiful piece. That's already been bolted on. That's already on there. And God, I can't wait. Looking forward to it. AdvancedClutches.com. Thank you, Rob Youngblood, for your support. PontiacEngines.com. If all else fails, I'm going to a Pontiac. Bruce Fulper. What's up, Bruce? How you doing? Mr. 428 Super Stocker. Maybe I'll see Bruce at Pomona in November. I always try to get to Pomona in November, and I don't have a reason not to go yet, but we'll see. Sometimes life can get in the way. Let's hope it doesn't. But hope to see you, Bruce. PontiacEngines.com. Bruce Fulper, winner of class at Indy in 2004. RocketmanCoatings.com. That's Rocky Jordash. Sometimes he's on here, and we will see if he is. RocketmanCoatings.com. Get your engine and drivetrain components coated. Less friction equals more horsepower. We got VP Racing Fuels, fuel and oil contingency. Everybody knows VP's got the best fuel out there. Even when Sunoco was the official fuel of NHRA, everybody was just smuggling VP Racing Fuels into the track. Let's be honest here, because it's the best you can get. And now it's the easiest you can get because it's at the track and they are the official fuel. So VPRacingFuels.com. Appreciate all their help. And the accountant, Ray Minnick, who is here, RPM at RP Minnick. That's MINICH.com. You can reach him at 267-247-7601 if you have any tax questions. If you are not running your racing operation properly and getting all the tax write-offs that you deserve, hit him up. He'll tell you what to do. All right, let's see. Oh, they rained out tonight. How about it? I was searching the channels real quick before I came on here just to check the score, and I didn't see anything. That's I'm glad I went last night instead of tonight, because last night and tonight, they always do it 2 nights in a row, the fireworks. So I guess they'll do the fireworks tomorrow after the game. What's up, Tom Gint? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. We are losing so many racers. I'm telling you, I know. 115 in stock already at Indy. Wow. What's the quota? I got to check. Is it 160 still? Hopefully it's 160. It used to be 180, and I'm pretty sure they lowered it to 160 the last couple of years. How much is super stock, Jim? Let me know if you get a chance to check that. Sean Conway, going to the bank, getting beer, then diesel while listening to Bobby Fazio. See you at Lebanon. All right. Good luck, anybody having Lebanon Valley this weekend. I will not. I've been there the last 2 years. I'm not going this year. I will be at New Media end of July. Hi, Pete Lancier, says Rick Luniak. The next national is actually next week in Georgia. You were right, Tom. I forgot. South Georgia Motorsports Park, Jeg Sports Nationals, and a divisional event to follow. That is a double event, and you get a grade point for that national event. So don't forget that. That's not on this schedule here because they added it. This schedule still says National Trail Raceway, which had to be changed. Good luck anybody that's heading there, by the way. Car counts down everywhere. Not really. I mean, Norwalk had a very healthy car count at their divisional double last week, 113 stockers. So that was pretty cool. Stock 118 of 150. Okay, so not 160. It's 150. It was 180. I know it was 160. Now it's 150. So the beauty of Indy is they only take 128. So you wanted to qualify and you wanted to, prove to all your friends that you were fast enough. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Rick Lunak, hey, Rick, battling transmission woes up here in the Great Pacific Northwest. We did see that, Pete Lanciers, and that was unfortunate. I think after Q1, right? And you were far away from home. Nobody had a trans you could borrow for the rest of the weekend or fix in the pits, huh? All right. Well, we'll wait for Pete to fill us in on that a little bit more. We're going to cover the Summit Motorsports Park Summit Racing NHRA Nationals. Let's see. Number 1 qualifier in stock Eliminator. And Summit, I mean, that track is like a little bit higher elevation. It was probably hot as hell out there. And I would say the DA was probably in the 3000s. So when we say the number 1 qualifier was Matt Antrobius in an H-Stock automatic 89 Camaro at 1 second under, that's probably why. I mean, 1 second under was probably pretty fast there this weekend. He went 11:14.4 on a 12:15 in qualifying. Congratulations, Matt Antrobius. Nice guy. Great racer. Drag Insights user. And in the final round, let's see. Joe Santangelo, 69 Camaro, owned by Anthony Bertozzi. He's got the B-Stock automatic classification. Big block. And he was going up against Caleb McFarland, who has the 99 Firebird. A stick car. Now, I believe this Firebird used to belong to a Division I racer, Wayne Totaro, if this is the same car I'm thinking of. So how about this? Caleb McFarland's 007 in the final round. Dials 1042. I'm guessing he spun off the line. I saw some stick cars spinning in the right lane at this event. And, man, that's tough. You got a 007 light. He only ran 1059 on a 1042, so he was way off. Santangelo, though, 013. And that's par for the course for him. Dials a 10:52, runs a 10:59, getting the win. That's his 25th national event win. Congratulations, Joe Santangelo. And just for reference here, Santangelo was 028 first round, 029 second round, 005 in the third round bye, 004 red in the fourth round against Julie Bierman, but I think she went red in front of him, 009 in the fifth round against Josh Eastburn. Now that's how you know you got a great racer here. 005 red, or 004 red, sorry, and doesn't follow it up with like a 30. Like still comes back and goes 009. That's why they call him 00 Joe. And then 013 in the final round. So that's why he's got 25 national event wins. And he was in a final round continuation from the Gatornationals, which we will get to in a second. Number one qualifier in Superstock was Division 1 standout David Barton, Factory Superstock D. That's a 2014 Mustang. I think that's the Hawk and Cook, obviously newer Mustang, 2014. Like I said, I think it's got a 429 engine in it, Ninja motor, if I'm not mistaken. 889 on a 990, so 101 under the index. It is a fast car. It's a fast car. And if there's an odd number of cars out there, Barton likes to get that number one spot, as do many other people, and try to get that buy run. How about the final round, though? Kevin Helms, who was driving Doug Dool's 68 Barracuda. Now, don't get your hopes up. It's not a Hemi car. It is a factory GTC car, so it has a later model engine in it, probably tuned by Kevin himself. And going up against Division 1 hitter Peter Diagnolo in the Superstock C modified 67 Camaro. Now, Helms, 022 on the tree, dials a 944. Peter Diagnolo dials a 933, but very un-Peter Diagnolo-like was 046 on the reaction timer in the final round. Pete only ran a 938 on the 933, so he was off. I think he kind of hit the brakes when Kevin Helms likely, or when he wasn't catching Kevin Helms. So Kevin 950 on a 944. I mean, they're both pretty far off their dials, but I'm just assuming Pete wasn't getting there and Kevin backed into him and then Pete just dove it. So congratulations, Kevin Helms, racing a car that I don't think he's ever even sat in before and gets his 28th national event win. Kevin Helms, unbelievable. And that is a really nice car, by the way. The only thing that would make it nicer is if it had a Hemi in it. Right, Doug Dool? All right, so then they had to finish the Gatornationals, which feels like it was 2 years ago. Superstock final round, which was Joe Santangelo in his 87 Camaro. That's a GTH automatic car, going up against Brenda Grubbs out of Texas in her Superstock B automatic 69 Camaro. Her and husband Bill. Phenomenal race team. How'd this final round go down? All right, so Joe dialed 994. Brenda dialed 945. Joe gets a half-second head start. He's 019 on the tree, as you would expect. Goes down there and runs a 992.5 on a 994, breaking up by 15 thou. While Brenda tries to chase him down, she dialed the 945. She was 023 on the tree, so she was 4 thou disadvantage on the starting line. And she breaks out by 1 thou. She runs a 944.9 on a 945. So by virtue of the double breakout rules, Brenda Grubbs gets her 4th national event win, taking out one of the best. So congratulations, Bill and Brenda Grubbs and their dog. I believe his name is Charlie. So that was it for Norwalk. Finished that and finished the real race. Let's see. Where do we go now? Let's go to Division 6, Yellowstone, all right? Acton, Montana, I believe. Is that where we were? Yeah, Yellowstone Dragstrip. Division 6. I got that right. 49 in super stock and 100 and something in stock? Jeez. All right. Let's see where that goes. 46 entered in super stock. Good evening. I'm glad to see the late Bill Rink super stock Pontiac GTO out racing again in the Midwest, and the Missouri Mule Hemi Cuda is in South Dakota now. Nice. All right. Let's see. What's up, Steven Johnson? How you doing, man? Eddie Byler. What's up, Eddie? Eddie was at the Phillies game with me last night. It's class runoffs as well at South Georgia Motorsports Park. Yeah, it should be. It's a JEG Sports Nationals. So, Steve, let us know if you're heading there. Sounds pretty cool. Robert Bray, what's up, Robert? How you doing? Mike McMahon. Mike, I like, are these announcers just messing with you or what? Like, why do they all keep saying Mike McMahon every time you come up to the starting line. Is anybody else getting annoyed by that? We got to fix that. Perry Ford, what's up? Bobby and Gearheads. Michael Borst, hey, buddy. Eddie Masco passed. Oh, Chevy A-Go-Go. I remember him. That was like a gold 67 Camaro, I believe. Modified. I remember him being in a final round at the Keystone Nationals against Dan Fletcher back when I was kind of in college, just spectating, because I was like, man, who's this guy? Chevy A-Go-Go, high winding modified car and stick car. So I was kind of rooting for him that day, but I think Fletcher beat him in the final. So that's sad news. Rest in peace, Eddie Matsko. I think he was still kind of racing right when I got in, and then he was out, like maybe by year 2 for me. I wish I was there with you, Pete Lanciers. I could fix it for you. Pete, all you needed was Rick there. There's Don Kennedy. How you doing, Don? I got a loaner for the Woodburn Divisional. We'll install this week. A1 transmissions will have mine back to me for Seattle. Strip the splines out of the planetary carrier. Pretty peculiar. Ooh, how about it? Imelda Torres. Hello, sir. Good morning. How are you doing? Is it a Pro Trans? A1. Yeah, I don't know. Is it a Pro? Maybe A1 is just fixing it for him. Don Anderson. What's up, Don? How you doing, buddy? Congratulations, Kevin Helms. I found it interesting that the factory GT car that Helms drove also fits in Superstock B Modified. Does it? Wow. How is that possible? I am curious. I got to go through the notes. 69 Camaro Superstock F Modified. That's what it was. Okay. I knew it was a 67, 8, or 9, but I haven't seen it in a while. Alan knew how to pronounce it. Why don't they just ask somebody? All right, we'll fix it, Mike. We'll fix it. Walt and I are on it. We're on top of it. Make sure you tune in live on July 15th. We'll fix it. More sad news. Joe Welch, factory stock competitor, passed away last week. I saw that too. Jeez. Yeah. What is going on this week? Man, goodness. All right. Rest in peace, Joe Welch. He had a drag pack challenger, I believe. So, I don't like giving that kind of news. I'm not good at giving that kind of news. So rest in peace, Joe Welch. All right. Let's head to Division 6. Number 1 qualifier and stock eliminator. All right. D-Stock Automatic, 67 Mustang, Fastback. One of my favorite cars of all time. This is what I would love to do to my coupe. Can anybody do that for me? Like if I just pay them lots of money, can you just cut the top off and turn it into a Fastback? Do I have to get the kit or something? Who's got a body shop that knows how to do that? 1094.5 on 1197. 1025 under the index. Somebody please tell me this guy's running aluminum heads. Jeffrey Johnson, D-Stock Automatic, 67 Mustang. Where's Brett Steven at when you need him? What combo was, I know he was running a 390, but I got to find out if he was running the aluminum head or the iron heads. All right, and then the final round, Bob Gullett. How about it? In the, 68 Nova? F-Stick. I was about to say factory stock. Get out of here. F-Stick. Love this car. Went up against Mark Maxwell in a 67 Camaro D-Stock Automatic. Bob got 1133. Was 98 on the tree and ran a 1321 and got the win somehow. So let's look at Mark Maxwell and hope that he red lit. He did not. He was 077, dialed in 1179, and ran in 1174. Ooh. I got to take a drink. All right, here's what happened. Mark Maxwell got a head start by 0.4 of a second in his D-Stock Automatic 67 Camaro and just didn't look over his shoulder or look in the mirror to see that Bob Gullett wasn't coming. And Mark Maxwell broke out by a lot, like 47 thousandths, going 103 miles an hour. He tried to stab the brakes at the last minute, but he didn't get it. He didn't slow down enough. That's a tough one. Sorry to see that, Mark Maxwell. Congratulations on your second divisional event win, Bob Gullett. Okay. And Bob took out Brad Burton in the semifinal. Larry McClanahan the round before that. Pete Lanciers the round before that, but Pete may not have shown up for the round. Billy Maddox and A. Messer in the first round. So good job, Bob Gullett. All right, Daryl Stobe. Oh, sorry, we don't want to get to that yet. Neil Rhodes was number one qualifier in Superstock. This is another Ford. Factory GTJ. He actually built the car that I race right now. The blue Mustang was built by Neil Rhodes. Great job on the build, Neil Rhodes. 08 Cobra Jet. He's running here. 10.024 on a 1098 index. He's 95 under, getting the number one spot. Now, Daryl, I should know how to say his name. I interviewed the guy at Pomona. This is an awesome car. 64 Chevelle. Daryl Stobe. Somebody tell me if I'm saying that right. Superstock J Automatic. This 64 Chevelle, he's had it since at least the early 80s. He brought, I think, 2 kids home from the hospital when they were born in this very car, and now he runs it in Superstock. That's why we love stock and Superstock. That's why it's the greatest car show on earth, and the cars have the best stories behind them out of any cars in all of racing. Went up against Jeff Devey in a 2008 Cobalt factory GTC car. Jeff was 146 on the tree, and that was the end of him. He was ran a 944 on a 943. But Daryl was 035 on the tree. Daryl dialed a 1069 and ran a 1073, getting the win. That was his second divisional event win of his career. So congratulations. That was only a 5-round race in Superstock, so they had less than 32 cars, right? If I'm doing that right, 32 or less. 33 to 64 is 6 rounds, and 65 to 128 is 7 rounds. All right. They had 2 races here. So race 2, Joe Sorensen. There he is. I was wondering why he wasn't number one qualifier. Did he skip the first race or what? F-Stock Automatic, 69 Camaro, 1116 on a 1228 index. They've got adjusted indexes out here. That's 111.9 under the index. So basically 112 under the index. That sounds about right. That's the Sorensen that we know and love. And then he parlays it into a victory. How about it? Joe Sorensen in the final round against Bob Swan. Oh, man. Bob Swan's got a C-Stock Automatic 67 Shelby, a real one, an original 67 Shelby GT500. So Sorensen was dialed 1151. Ooh, 004 on the tree in the final. He was 004 in the semifinal also. And runs an 1155 on the 1151, getting the win. Bob Swan dialed 1085, but he was 51 on the tree, and that was it. He was locked out of that race. So he ran a 1087 on a 1085. Sorensen gets his 15th divisional event win. Congratulations. Bob Swan, congratulations on your runner-up. Neil Rhodes was number one qualifier again in race 2 of Superstock. That's the factory GTJ Cobra Jet. And he was 99 under this time, 998.7 on a 1098. So congratulations, Neil Rhodes, 2 number one qualifying attempts there. And Carol Warling was in the final against Daryl Stobe again. So Daryl makes 2 final rounds here. So he had to make a hard move in the points. Only this time, Daryl was 126 on the tree in his Superstock J Automatic 64 Chevelle. Now, Carol Warling is racing a GTO Automatic 1974 Pontiac Le Mans Luxury, which I have no idea what that is when they throw the word luxury on the end of it. So maybe somebody older than me can tell me what that is. Anything that came out in 1974 is usually not too good, though, as far as, well, it might have a big engine in it and low compression. That's all I'm guessing. 1092 was the dial. GTO Automatic was the class, and he was 022 on the tree, and that was all he needed. He ran a 1098 on a 1092. Daryl was dialed 1057, but was 126 on the tree. He was locked out. He broke out by 5 thou, 1056 with a 5. And Carol Warling got his 4th divisional event win. Congratulations, Carol. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, we got a good announcement here. Well, you know what? I'll take some water. Let's take some comments. Kevin completed the Gainesville race in Norwalk, which he started in his B-modified Achieva, but was in the Cool Fish. I thought the rule was you had to run the same class. I mean, Shane Oakes had to find a G-Stock Automatic car to finish the Gatornationals when they finished it at ZMAX. So I was, yeah, it's fun. Now I see, yeah. How'd that happen, Walt? I guess they had a driver's meeting and they agreed to it. You can buy a new 67 Fastback body from Dynacorn, but it's very expensive. All right. That's probably the cheapest part. I think the labor of cutting that off and putting the face back on would be more expensive. I was there for Bob, but even though I was closer on my dial, my dismal 061 reaction time doomed that pass. Pete. All right. So you made that pass, and then I guess the problems happened in the second race, Q1 of the second race. Good evening. How you doing, Gary and Dana Jacobson? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'm doing great. Every car in 1974 had vacuum hoses everywhere. Right? Happy birthday, Bill Kennedy. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Which means the cool fish has to fit Superstock B modified. Yeah, right? I don't know. I guess they made an exception. Somebody investigate. All right. Midwest class racers. How about this? Lund and Vogel top the field at the Rock Falls Raceway in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This is compliments of Brian Zenzen. The 10th annual Badger Classic at Rock Falls Raceway, presented by C-Tech Manufacturing, saw 3 great days of stock, super stock action. Friday's Midwest Factory Finishes Race of Champions, which is the culmination of all the champions, all the race winners for the past 12 months, right? So they square off for a $5,000 payday. Mike Lund took down Logan Wernet in the final and pocketed $5,000 at a combo race, all right? A very well-run and well-sponsored combo race, I might add. So congratulations, Mike Lund. On Friday, the runner-ups from the previous 12 months also squared off in the Midwest Factory Finishes Last Chance Race of Champions, and Brett Spear took down Steve Hooter in the final round. He walked away with $1,000 for that win. So all the runner-ups of the 12 races, forgot to turn my phone off, got to race. So 12 cars, we'll say, unless there was doubles in there. So they had to run a couple rounds and win $1,000. That sounds awesome. Saturday, 101 competitors entered, and Mike Lund repeated his success from Friday. Wow. Mike Lund defeated his brother Matt Lund in a tight final round. Mike walked away with another $5,000 for his Saturday win. So Mike Lund had a hell of a weekend. He won $10,000 this weekend. Why work? On Sunday, Troy Vogel stopped Mike Lund from a three-peat in the quarterfinals, earning a bye to the final. And in the final round, Troy Vogel picked up the win over Brad Halgard, who turned it red by 7 thousandths. Oof, tough one. The Midwest Class Racers is off until August 22nd to the 24th, where they're back at Rock Falls Raceway for the D5 National Open Stock Super Stock Combo, which is presented by C-Tech Manufacturing and B&K Trucking. So thank you for that, Brian Zenzen. Thank you, C-Tech Manufacturing, B&K Trucking, and Midwest Finishes, all that. They have a good run program out there. All right, George Mirza updated me on the All-Star Racing Association results from Lebanon Valley Dragway. That was on June 28th and 29th this past weekend. So on Saturday, Nick Barsamian in the C-Stock Automatic 70 Chevelle defeated DJ Pyers in an I-Stock Automatic 84 Firebird. And Sunday, TJ Boucher in an I-Stock Automatic 83 Camaro defeated Jim Farrell in an A-Stock Automatic 69 Camaro. I assure you all of these racers will be at Lebanon Valley again this weekend coming up for the Division 1 event. So that will be fun. Hopefully you guys can go out there if you want to spend your 4th of July at Lebanon Valley. The cool thing about Lebanon Valley is on Saturday, after you're done drag racing, you just walk a couple hundred feet to the dirt track, and there's a big event there. Big crowd, and you get to watch dirt track racing all night long. And it's fun, man. The racing it's like bang, bang. They run, they're off, next group is on, and there's very, very little delays, and the crowd loves it. How do we get that crowd to come over to the drag race? Because there's barely any crowd that comes over to the drag race. So we got to fix that. I told you guys last week, I'll tell you again, GavTech Solutions is paying $5,000 to win the double A stick shootout at Indy, like they did last year, but also at the Dutch Classic in October at Maple Grove. So that'll be awesome. No AHFS at either event. And with the air at the Dutch Classic is way better than the air at Indy. So you'll see some fast passes there. $5,000 to win, $1,000 to runner up, $500 for semis, $250 for the quarterfinals. Fastest mile per hour gets $500. Fastest ET gets $500. So that sounds pretty cool. Let's go over the points now. Let's see where we're at here. Top 5 in Stock Eliminator nationally. Jeff Atkinson, 482 points. Josh Decker is in second. Bruce Castle in third. Jimmy Hidalgo Jr. is in fourth. And Ellis Booth is in fifth. Wow. Ellis V. Booth in... he's been running a hatchback Mustang as of late, but the Booth brothers, man, and the uncles and the fathers and whoever else runs, they know how to get it done in slow cars. Pretty impressive. Super stock, top 5. We got Leo Glassbrenner, 476 points. We got Pete Diagnolo behind him. Jimmy Hidalgo Jr. is in third. Chad Guilford's in fourth, and Evan Kowalski's in fifth. Now, mind you, Division 1 has only run 1 points race so far, unless they traveled. And we haven't had too many national events up in the area. I guess we have Epping and Virginia, if you consider Virginia Division 1. All right, all the points leaders in each division. Here we go. Stock, Katie Sapanik in Division 1. Super stock is Pete Diagnolo. Division 2, Jeff Longany in stock. Mike Crutchfield in super stock. Division 3 is Josh Decker in stock. Fred Bartoli Jr. in super stock. That's Altronics, Fred Bartoli. Division 4 is Jimmy Hidalgo Jr. in both stock and super stock. Division 5, Ellis Booth in stock. Jason DeForest in super stock. Division 6 is Brad Burton in stock and Steve Hahn in super stock. Division 7 is still Nanette Stein in stock and Leo Glassbrenner in super stock. Division 7 is cool. If you're in first place after the first 2 races or 3 races that you have, you're going to hear your name every week until, let's see, probably September 25th is the next time Division 7 runs. Oh, man. Le Mans Luxury, fully loaded from the factory. They have a nice 8-track player in there. I've seen an 8-track player once, but I've never actually had an 8-track to put in, and I would like to see what it sounded like. Is it better than a cassette tape? I mean, I know what a cassette tape is. They were around when I was a kid. Rest in peace, Jack Arnew. It's terrible. Terrible. Andrea Tooley. All right, we don't have time for spam, and we don't have time for spam. So let's get it out of here. Delete and delete. Block the user. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. All right, guys, what else do we have to talk about? I thought there was 3 more things that I wanted to tell you, and I can't remember. But Lebanon Valley, if you're heading there this weekend, weather looks phenomenal. It's usually a hot, nasty weekend there like it was last year and the year before. It was a very unfortunate weekend there last year. Top sportsman racer died tragically last year after he hit the wall and went over it. It was a rough weekend. It was a horrible drive up there. The highway was Route 81 was just nasty, bumping, things falling off the shelves, things falling off the wall, crazy. And it was hot and disgusting. And now this weekend, 75, 79, 87 is the hot one on Sunday. So that is a great weekend and no rain in the forecast. I hope I didn't jinx it. So good luck anybody heading to Lebanon Valley this weekend. I'm staying home for the 4th of July. I'll be at New Media in a couple weeks. And I do need to hit some more races because I need some more grade points. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll start bringing 2 cars to certain events. All right. Let's see. There may be a surprise registration tomorrow morning, Bobby. Sounds good to me. Let me know. All right. What else? I think that's the only race going on this weekend, right? Am I in the right month here? Let's check the calendar. Yeah, I don't see any other races going on this weekend. So Lebanon Valley is it. Then next week, you've got the Jeg Sports Nationals at South Georgia. You've got that's July 9 and 10. So that's Wednesday and Thursday. And then you got the Divisional on Friday and Saturday. And what else do we have? We've got Woodburn, Oregon going on that week. And we've got, that starts on the 10th, Thursday, the 10th and the 11th, and it's a double event. So that leads me into my next little portion before I let you all go. What are your thoughts on these double events? Because I feel like there are pros and cons to it. Pros, if you're retired, you live in Division 7. I feel like Division 7 invented the double divisionals, right? Because it's such a big division. There aren't that many places to race. A lot of racers in Division 5 probably. Like there's people that live 1,000 miles from the closest track and have to drive really far, so they would like a double. If you are retired, I'm sure you love a double. You drive there, it doesn't matter if it rains, it rains. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you get the whole race in a week and a half, you don't care. It's fine. The people that might not like doubles are racers that are still working 9 to 5. Okay, now the deal with the doubles that I don't like is they're all starting on Wednesday now. Why aren't they Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? If by some chance you're backed up on Sunday and you got to stay till Monday, odds are you're only inconveniencing a handful of racers that are still in. All the racers that have lost have gone home. But when you start these divisionals on a Wednesday, and they're doing it again next week, you're starting that South Georgia Motorsports Park on Wednesday, which means you got to get there on Tuesday. And if it is a far drive for you, that means you got to probably leave Monday night or something like that. So now you are missing, like if you're working a 9 to 5, or let's say you're, a younger person trying to work, and you don't really have that vacation time yet, you just can't take off a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if you live in a certain division that has all doubles, it's really going to smack all your vacation. So I don't know. I'm just trying to weigh out the pros and cons of this. Then if there are a lot of cars, like the double at Norwalk, when there are 113 stock, I mean, I just knew that was going to be a huge race. And that's always Bader's biggest race of the year, his cavalcade of stars, right? Isn't that the race, his divisional that he sells out and packs the house? I can't believe they put a double on that. So and then it rained, and I don't know. It's just, let me know what you guys think about the doubles. So it saves fuel money for sure. It does. Like I said, if you live 1,000 miles away, yeah, you get the 2 races in. I mean, yeah, definitely. Fuel is expensive. Diesel is expensive. And especially out where Pete lives in California, it's probably super expensive. So yeah, I can understand that for sure. But yeah, when there's a large car count, like George Wright says, good in the smaller car count divisions, not good in Division 3, right? And I don't know how good it'll be in Division 1. We did it last year at New Media. We're going to do it again this year. And now we're going to do it at Virginia this year also. So Virginia is September 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's a lot of racing packed in at the end of the year this year. I mean, that's coming off of Indy. Bowling Green, if you go there first. Brainerd, if you're running that national event. And yeah, that's going to be tough, man, to run a double divisional at Virginia right off of Indy. So this is something that we all are going to have to think about. So yeah, I don't know. Wasn't there a race in Virginia? Wasn't there a national event in Virginia that national event in Virginia was 2 weekends ago. Wednesdays are generally test days, right? Well, not for the doubles. I mean, Pete, aren't you live in the land of doubles? It sounds like they're starting on Wednesday, qualifying on Wednesday, and then running first round on Thursday, or sometimes even running first round on Wednesday evening. Division 1, we might run 2 qualifiers on Wednesday and then go into first round Wednesday night. I'm hoping that's not true, though. Let me change the calendar. It's still on June. That calendar says July 31. So no, the Division 1 New Media says July 31. All right, so that's a Thursday. Thank God. Okay, so our Division 1 New Media race is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right, at least we got some common sense still in Division 1. I vote Thursdays only, not on Wednesdays. Yeah, there's no... If you do multiple doubles in a division and you start them all on Wednesdays, I don't see how you can get any young people to miss that kind of work unless they're self-employed. That's a tough one. I think if you're going to do a lot of doubles, you got to start them on Thursday. And if you need to stay on Monday, then it's built in. I don't like building Sunday in as the rain date. All right. You're supposed to race on Sunday. Race on Sunday, sell on Monday. Come on. We know the rules, right? All right. Anyways, I was just throwing that out there. I wanted to know what people thought of it. I know it's it's going to be an argument forever. Some people love it, some people don't. So let me know. It's BS. Sunday is for racing, not a damn travel day. It's annoying. My thoughts exactly. Is Wednesday a test day at New Media? It probably will be. It doesn't show up on the printed calendar right here, but if you go on NHRA, a Division 1 website, you'll probably see that it's going to be a test day. All right. I guess that's it, guys. We'll stop it there. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Good luck. Have a nice, happy 4th of July weekend. Go spend some time with your family. And good luck if you're heading to Lebanon Valley, New York. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all the sponsors. I'm 23 and have to be back at Burger King work Monday morning. They'll be planning how to cut runs before we even get there. No. And no more first round on national events on day one, okay? I don't like that either. Doubles are good to get grade points. Years ago, 4 could get you in. Now you need 8 or better. Low quotas make it tougher. That is true, Gary. But you really only need them for the Gatornationals, and I don't know. Did Virginia require that many? Maple Grove, does Maple Grove require that? I feel like Maple Grove used to be really hard to get into, but once they took class away from the Keystone Nationals, I feel like it doesn't fill up as fast anymore. So you need 8, you need 9 to get into Gainesville though, and they need to fix that because they might as well just use that system that I proposed last year. If you have more than 8 grade points, if you have 9 grade points, you're a grade 0, you're guaranteed entry, and you're not allowed to enter until 2 weeks before the event. Norwalk needs 8. Okay. Yeah, sounds about right. That was full for a while. But Virginia was full for a while, and then everybody bailed. And that's another thing that pisses me off because who knows, again, the guy who works 9 to 5, when everybody bails the week before, can't probably get the vacation time. He would probably like to enter, but can't because it's too, it's not enough notice for the boss. So that's just all things to think about. All right, guys, everybody have a good weekend. Have fun. Thanks to all the sponsors for making this possible. And hope to see you all soon. Come by and say hello at New Media in a couple weeks if you're going to be there. See you.